Hello and welcome to my session. Just in case you don't know where you are at 5 amazing ways to connect literacy and STEM. I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Marcy Klein. I am a pediatrician with over 20 years experience in academic and clinical pediatrics. And I have been transitioned into education about 4 years ago when the two little kids on the right inspired me based on a product that they developed and brought to market, which is now being used around the world. So just to introduce that, what they developed was an architectural modeling system that uses originally 3D printed connectors and recycled cardboard and allows students to make pretty much anything that they can imagine in 3D models and then take apart and do multiple iterations and reconnect, saving people hundreds of dollars in duct tape and giving students the opportunity to build and rebuild over and over again. I jumped on board after seeing the incredible response from children, parents, but also from educators, and have been creating lesson plans and content ever since. So today I'm going to talk about, in particular, how you can blend this product and all of STEM with literacy in 5 different ways. So amazing way number one is a book and build challenge. And in this case, you're going to take a story, a read aloud, like a fiction book, and use that as the inspiration behind a STEM project. So in this particular case, we took the book Box of Text and we worked with the author Kim Smith to develop an engineering design challenge based on the book. If any of you have read the book or have not read the book, it's about two little girls who both think that they're amazing cardboard architects and have a little battle. And of course, in the end, the way they solve their problem is through working together. And that is the basis for the project that the students will do. It starts with a little video from the author Kim Smith herself on how to build and make cardboard out of paper, and students get a little engineering lesson on cardboard and paper construction. And then it goes right into the project. After the read aloud, you'll break the group up into 2 different teams. One set of students will be building vehicles for transportation, and the other half of the class will be making habitats. Then you'll pair up the students that made the habitat with the students that make the transportation vehicle, and they have to come up with some new innovative object that combines the two for living on the go. This is all standards aligned to the next generation science standards, language standards as well. And kids have an amazing hands-on, fun, collaborative building experience with this project. Another book and build, this is one of kids' favorite projects, is our Tiny House Challenge. This one starts off by a read aloud by Chris Van Dusen, If I Built a House. And that gets kids really excited about house innovations and gets them thinking outside of the box about what could be in a house, and some fun inventions that the little boy comes up with just gets the students thinking about different innovations for their own build. And then the students incorporate geometry into their actual project by calculating the area, the volume of their house, and the cost that it would be to build their house. And then they have to incorporate one innovative small space living solution for the house that they built. Moving along to the next book and build is Albert's Alphabet. This is great for your younger engineers, K-2, who are still learning their letters. Albert, in his book, builds the alphabet out of wood and other recycled materials that he can find. And then the students use cardboard to create their alphabet. And storytelling is a key part of this project. So after the students are done, they have an opportunity to share their builds and their design with their peers. Amazing way to include literacy in STEM. Number 2 is research-based projects. So again, this is another favorite project that students love from our lesson plan series. The Modern Zoo Reimagined. In this case, students get little challenge cards. Their purpose is to redesign 6 different enclosures in a zoo. Each enclosure is for a different animal. Students have to go and find some research, use references to discover about the animal's life cycle, their natural habitat, what they might need in their enclosure to keep them happy and healthy. And then we include a lot of design thinking in this project as well. So students need to use the design thinking process as they incorporate concepts of what visitors would want out of the experience going to the zoo as well. So the students are building the enclosure not only for the animals, but also for visitors. As you can see, students are using real research with verified resources to find out about their animals. They're using the design thinking process, and then they're incorporating what they learned into their project. And because each enclosure requires that the students include a simple machine, we are including engineering into the project as well. Here is another example of a research-based project which comes with a book. We did this project in collaboration with the author Erin Twomley. Everyday Superheroes shares stories about the huge variety of STEM careers out there that are open and accessible to all students. So we take examples from that book and we created individual design challenges, each challenge based on a different person from the book and about their STEM profession. Some of the professions range from civil engineering to paleontology to animation, industrial toy design, and vertical gardens. There's a ton more resources in the book, and we have a total of 7 different booklets, each with its own design challenge for students. It gives them an opportunity to really feel like that professional as they're building projects based on what they would do if they were in that profession. So we have things, again, civil engineering with bridge design, animation, paleontology, and vertical gardens are some of the examples that you see here from projects that students have already done. Amazing way to combine literacy with STEM. Number 3 is through creative writing and storytelling. So in our Design a Landmark challenge, students do begin by using research to find out about their own community, their own culture, and the geography in their own hometown. And then they build a landmark based on that information that they've gained that will support the community as a whole. And then they have a chance to write a nice story about their landmark through the eyes of a visitor coming into town for the first time and visiting that landmark. Number 4, digital literacy. So there's a ton of resources out there for students to incorporate digital resources into their project, from researching and finding reliable online sources, to creating documents, to photography and videography techniques. I'm going to share with you one example of students that incorporated stop motion into their project. So again, there's a ton of different resources out there for digital literacy and helping kids create amazing presentations, which leads me to presentations. So getting kids prepared to present to peers or even online to people around the world is a great way to include literacy into STEM learning. So here is an example. Well, let me go back for a second. So on our website, we have a Global Futures Design Lab where students all around the world do their projects. And as we tell students that their projects will just die there if they never have an opportunity to share it with the rest of the world. So student voice is huge for us. So any group of students or a classroom that finishes a project to completion and is able to show us photography or videography of their projects and do some writing and description of their project has a chance to get on our global map, and where we share that with the rest of our 3DEX community. Here is one example of the Bridge Challenge that students in Canada did, where they created an entire presentation around their projects. Here is again an example of students that incorporated all different forms of literacy in their project to culminate in a final presentation, which I will share with you now.
Looking at an aerial view of the site, Steel Point Harbor is a waterfront property with an adjacent uninhabited island. It is close to the Bridgeport Ferry, University of Bridgeport, a Bass Pro Shop, a Starbucks, and a Chipotle. It is also right near this awesome new education company called 3DEX Design.
Before building our model, we created a site map with paper and Post-its to lay out the space and buildings. We divided it into focus teams, each responsible for a different aspect of the job.
Our teams included economic growth, education, recreation, cultural diversity and equity, and the environment.
This is our design. Starting with the island, we designed it as a zero-waste recreation area with a hotel, a farm-to-table restaurant, an ice cream shop, and a lighthouse museum. The entire island is designed to bring visitors and money into the community. It is 100% owned and run by the people of Bridgeport, supplying new jobs.
Our team opted for the Sustainable Features side quest and learned how to run the island entirely on wind and solar power.
To celebrate cultural diversity, we designed a live performance and recreation center where locals can share their music, their culture, and have fun entertaining visitors. We believe that understanding and celebrating what makes us unique will foster a better sense of community and equity for the next generation.
No stage is complete without multicolored LED lighting and super modern seating, of course. The next part of our development is the before and after school center, perfect for working parents. It has a makerspace, a gymnasium, and a greenhouse where kids learn gardening and grow the food that supplies the Seaview Hotel with farm fresh produce.
The adjacent community forest includes a pond with a water feature, a swing set made from upcycled materials, and a meadow with a treehouse, home to wild animals and the cows that supply the island ice cream shop with fresh ingredients.
Next is the Adult Education Center. Many people in this community do not complete high school or college, so this is a perfect place for them to learn new skills. It has a library, an outdoor cafe, and an entrepreneurship innovation lab. There's a small business counseling service. Adults can broaden their skill set to join the workforce, get counseling on starting a business, and use the innovation lab to design and prototype their new ideas.
The adjacent startup alley is a line of pop-up shops that entrepreneurs can rent by the month to market test their startup ideas with real customers at low risk.
This beautiful seaside oasis is designed to give locals a place to enjoy, to learn, to socialize, to work, and most of all, to take pride in their city.
With a flourishing visitor center and influx of money to the city, this can be just the beginning. Thank you for listening, and we hope you like our proposal. If accepted, we would be happy to break ground today.
So as you can see in this project, the students incorporated pretty much every discipline that you can imagine from the classroom, from doing their research on their community to the three-dimensional modeling, the geography, and the engineering that goes into the design of their project. Huge amount of community and learning about diversity in their community and civics learning that was going into their project. They did a lot of work with creating a circular economy, and there was financial literacy learning in there. So with one of these hands-on real world application projects, students can really feel much more of an authentic learning experience. And with the hands-on modeling, super engaging, really fun, and just a whole new learning experience for students. In terms of what is available in terms of our materials, right now we have 2 products that come with books. Our Everyday Superheroes is our STEM careers book and build set, and we have the box of textbook and build set. All of our lesson plans are free and available on our website with any products that you might purchase from Three-Ducks, and they all include a story at the beginning with the project and the opportunity for your students to create a great presentation and share everything that they did. I'm always happy to answer questions. Anybody can always reach out to me. If you want a sample lesson, we have our Zoo Challenge available. You can use the QR code or copy the address and fill out the form, and we can get that zoo lesson to you. But again, always happy to get on the phone with anybody or on a Zoom and share some more, more lesson plans and learning resources that we have available. And it looks like there might be a few minutes left. I'm going to stop screen sharing and give you guys an opportunity to ask any questions. Thank you.